Alright guys, today I'm here. I'm going to show you how to replace the oil in this 2006 Jeep Liberty. It's the 3.7 liter model gas engine. And first off, the first thing you gotta get is you have to get the correct oil and filter for your car. This one takes 5W30 and we got the Purelator oil filter for it. Make sure you get the correct one. And now let's go ahead and jump in on how to change the oil. Alright guys, you don't have to because this vehicle is so high off the ground. What I like to do is first I jack up the front end just a little bit. Make sure you block the back tires. You don't want it to roll or anything. And then make sure you use jack stands too. So once I'm done with this, I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so the tools you're gonna need is a 13mm socket. A wrench with possibly an extension, and you might need a breaker bar if yours is really stuck on there. Now let's get to it. Alright guys, we got our drain pan under here. Don't forget that, or whatever you're using to drain into. This would be the oil sump, and this is the drain bolt. So what you need to do is get a ratchet on it, get it off. Got mine off. Make sure the drain pan's underneath it. Careful, you might get some oil on your hands. Now just let it drain for a while, maybe 15 minutes, somewhere around that. I'll be back. Alright guys, we just barely got some drips going now, so it's good. Grab your nut. I usually use a rag, wipe off any excess oil, and screw it back in. Make sure you're not cross-threading it, because this is just aluminum. It could strip out the oil tank sump. Now grab your wrench and just snug it up. You don't want it very tight, because again, you could strip this out, you could warp it, anything in that matter. I like to just put my hand right here and just tighten as much as I can there. And that seems good. Now, we're going to move on to the oil filter change, which is a little bit trickier. I don't know how well I'm going to get footage of that. So, let's go. Alright guys, so this is the front of the car, and on the driver's side down underneath, the oil filter is going to be right up in there. And I don't know how well you can see that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get footage taking it off. So hopefully you'll just be able to reach your hand up in there and grab it and twist off, but if not, sometimes you have to try and finagle a oil wrench down in there, and hopefully you can do that. So let me try and get back to you. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got mine off. The oil filter goes right up there. I was able just to reach up in there and twist it off with my hands. No big deal. Now to install it, it's just going to be the same, but always take a little bit of the new oil and rub it on the O-ring that goes on the oil filter. Because if you don't do that, you have a possibility of the O-ring tearing or getting like something on it and it leaking when you put it on. So always make sure that you put some oil around the O-ring. Okay guys, so I got it on. I lowered the car down. Now we're going to go over here to the oil fill cap. Going to twist it off, and now we're going to fill up the oil. I checked in my manual, and it said 5 quarts. And I like that because that's what you can get them in. You can get 5-quart jugs, so then you're not wasting anything. So now I'm going to fill it up with oil. It's got a big old fill cap, so I'm not going to use a funnel. I might spill a little bit, but that's okay. And remember, make sure your drain plug is back and screwed in. And now just put the oil in. Alright guys, so we got all the oil in. And now what you want to do, what I like to do, is just crank it a couple of times, don't let it start. Just try and get that oil to go in the places that it needs to go since we've completely drained it. And then start it up, let it run for a little bit, let it get warm. Make sure that it's not leaking anywhere. Your drain plug, your oil filter, check all of that stuff. Then after that, you're basically good to go. So I guess I'll be back. Alright guys, so we let it run for a little bit, no leaks. And now take your used oil and pour it back in the container you bought it from. And then bring it to just about any auto parts store that sells oil, even Walmart, and recycle it. Dispose of it responsibly. Don't just dump this stuff. As you can see, I'm doing a pretty bad job. I have a big old stain on my garage.